Okay, go ahead.
Hi, it's Shane Balkowitsch at Nostalgia Glass Wet Plate Studio. Some of you have asked me about this farmer's reducer technique that I've been using for editing my photographs, retouching my wet plates. So Kevin Klein some years ago gave me the two-part solution. We have potassium ferrocyanide, 1.5 grams in 100 milliliters of water. It's a rather dangerous chemical, so I've got my skull and crossbones on that. And then the second part of the solution is hypocrystals, which we all have, 18 grams of hypocrystals in 100 milliliters of water. What I do is I grab a little shot glass, I got a paintbrush, I grab solution number A, pour a little bit in my cup. It doesn't take much, okay? I'm not, a little bit goes a long way, especially when you're using the paintbrush. I grab solution number 2, portion B. The ratio doesn't really matter. Kevin told me 1-to-1, but I find if I want to get the effect more aggressive, I just use more of the ferrocyanide. So if it's too aggressive, you can just add a little bit of water to it. So I have my cup here of the two mixtures. This will last for probably 45 minutes to an hour, and then these solutions become inert. So this will turn from a yellow to a blue to a white, and then it will no longer strip the silver off the plate. Many of you guys have known about Farmer's Reducer for overexposed plates. I just saw Tony Richards when I was in the UK back in August demonstrated, he saved this beautiful plate from overexposure with Farmer's Reducer by just adding it to the bath, watching, and then rinsing quickly. I'm actually using the Farmer's Reducer as a retouching agent. So I took a photograph here of my friend Kenzie, and you'll see here we've got a little nuance here up in the right-hand corner. We got some stuff going on here, like what we all get around the borders. But with my solution here, I can just gently, what's most important is that you point away from the plate. So you always have your plate tilted at a pretty good degree, not quite 90 degrees, but away from the plate. And then you just gently add the Farmer's Reducer in this concentrate to the plate. And as you can see there, that nuance is completely gone. And you can do this as long as you play in the blacks. And then what I would do is like to rinse this. If I'm going to go to the other side of the plate, I want to rinse really well because I don't want some residuals from that corner to come across and run across Kenzie's face. So we can come over here. You know, we've got a pour corner here. It doesn't work that well on a pour corner, but you'll see here there's a nuance. I'm not sure if you can see that. If you watch here, just gently. I'm not scraping. It's not a mechanical process. I'm just dabbing a little bit of the solution on the areas that I want, and they disappear. This pour corner is pissing me off, so I'm just going to go like this and pull it off. Rinse really good because I'm tilting the plate now. So now I'm tilting the plate. This is where I started. If I didn't rinse this, the Farmer's Reducer would run across her face and I'd lose my image potentially. So here's some more here that I can just run. And this is a rather clean plate, everyone, so I don't have a lot to show you, but I've used it. I shared an example a week ago of a Native American double exposure with these two young girls where I essentially removed the entire backdrop behind the subjects with this solution. I can go right up to wherever I want. And I've gotten pretty good with my detailed work. For instance, if I wanted to remove in this picture for whatever reason, which I don't want to, but if I wanted to remove her arm and her fingernail in her hand, I could easily just tilt the plate like this. I'd run the solution across this, and this would all be gone. So it's a fantastic editing tool that I've been working on this for about 3 years now, perfecting this little technique. I've tried the squirt bottles. Squirt bottles, they're really aggressive. They use a lot more of the solution. And what happens is that you just can't get close to your subject with a squirt bottle. And squirt bottles also spray little droplets of the Farmer's Reducer onto the plate, and it may come up here and hit her chest or something like that, and we'd ruin the image because what happens is a black spot would be there. So I do not, unless you're doing large plates and you have vast areas of removing stuff from your plate, I wouldn't recommend using the squirt bottle technique. This paintbrush, as you can see, it's just a 50-cent paintbrush. It's soft, and that's all you need. So then we had those nuances on the plate before, and now, voila, they are gone. So any questions, just text message me. I'd be more than happy to help anyone with this solution that, you know, it goes back 100 and some years, 150 years, but I loved using Farmer's Reducer for retouching. And as long as you're working in the blacks, there's no problem. Thanks.